Good evening, guys. My name is Jordan. I am currently in the American Literature 2326 class with Dr. Gonzalez, and I am here to talk about American literature and how it helps us identify as Americans. So first of all, American literature is the American identity. You can read almost any passage from years ago or even now, and it can kind of explain the time that we're living in, the views from what people thought, and just pretty much everything that just makes us an American. And it can almost be viewed as a mirror for what you're reading is pretty much exactly what helps us identify as being an American. And also, one of the other interesting parts about this is last semester I took U.S. history, and it was a very interesting course to learn about history from the perspective of Americans and through a history book, but actually taking American literature and learning about history through works of poetry and stories. It was a very good way to learn about history, but through perspectives of different people, as it was in Nathaniel Hawthorne, Charlotte Perkins Gilman. It really just put another perspective on what times were like in different parts in American history, and it really just helps us better understand it, especially with religion. When it came to the wrath of our angry God and young Goodman Brown, it really just shines a light on how religion played a part in the history of America and how America even is today, because religion was a huge part on how Americans viewed, how they lived their lives, and how they just went by everything. And probably one of my favorite stories that I read throughout all of our assignments would have to be Young Goodman Brown. So basically, what this story entails is that a young man called Young Goodman Brown left his wife for a night of sin in the forest. Pretty much, he was supposed to meet a man, and we find out that this man was the devil. And so he walks through the forest and pretty much sees members of his church that are supposed to be very good people, but they meet the devil, and they know him very well, and they are talking about going to the satanic ritual that they are going to have later that night. And of course, Goodman Brown does not believe this, and he just thinks that this is crazy, because all the good people that he knows and sees and throughout church are pretty much worshiping the devil. And so he refuses to go to the ceremony. He doesn't believe anything that the devil tries to tell him, but eventually he is come to find out that his wife Faith is also with the devil, as with all the other people are. And so after seeing this, he pretty much goes crazy. He grabs the staff that the devil gave him, and he goes to the devil ceremony, and pretty much just sees everybody and everything going all crazy. And eventually he wakes up in the forest by himself, and when he goes back to the village, he's pretty much looks at everybody like they're all crazy, and he doesn't believe everybody, and he thinks they're all hypocrites and whatever, and he pretty much just dies a very sad and gloomy life. And what this kind of shows for American history and our identity during that time period was how pretty much crazy the Puritans were. They thought that everybody was very sinful in nature, and that even having a bad dream would mean that you're sinful, that you could be working with the devil, which is why Goodman Brown drove himself so crazy, because even though there was a possibility that everything he saw in the forest was just a dream, he couldn't tell anybody that, for the reason of he was a Puritan, and he would probably be burned at the cross for even having that dream, and would be considered sinful. So that is just one example of how American literature can kind of show the impact that religion and really just the impact of overall history can play in during a time period. And it just really helps show the identity of what's going on at certain times, periods in America. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my presentation over American literature, and I hope that you left this video with a better understanding of everything. Thank you.